at nighttime in the rain to like a food market, and then I remember everyone was running around panicking, like moms freaking out, even buying dog food. It like there was a food shortage. Like I had an old friend and she was begging me, like she was like, can you please buy me cranberries and corn please? Like she was begging me like crazy. And then I was like, okay, like I'll try to help you out. And then I went to the next aisle, and then I saw like, you know, like a owner of, or like some kind of like, you know, manager or something at like the food market. And then I saw these rich people talking to him, and they were trying to like bribe him, so maybe they thought that there was like secretly extra food in the back, and but there wasn't. There was no food, and even the rich people couldn't get food. There was no food for anybody. It didn't matter how much money you had, like no one could get food. Women were buying like dog food. It was literally crazy.
Because Jesus is warning that actually the grocery stores and malls and parks are gonna close. All of parks. Yes, you can't now get in the parks because police, and yes, you can't get in the park. They're gonna close, and yes, even all stores, even our neighbors' stores are small, they are also gonna close. And yes, all stores, malls, and parks. So, must be prepared. Jesus warned us to buy all foods and supplies because they are going to close.
And so when we're about to drive away, a man and a woman come out. And like instantly I know, I was okay in my head in the dream, I was like, oh, husband and wife. But then something in the dream said, no, this is a girlfriend and a boyfriend, like they're not supposed to be together, like it's a sin, you know. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever, we're trying to drive away, you know. So then they kept coming toward us, and she had like long blonde stringy hair. Her hair was stringy, like I don't know, like she hadn't washed it. I don't know, it all seemed normal, you know. So then they started trying to kill us. At first we thought it was just trying to kill us. So then, I don't know, they hit me upside my head with a bottle or something. They hit me upside my head with something. Because the next thing I knew, I was inside their house in a dark room, and I could hear my siblings screaming. I knew instantly that they were being murdered and that they're gone. Like, I could hear their screams, and I just knew I wouldn't be able to save them because, like, their screams were, like, so devastating, like they were, like, dying, like, straight up. And so it felt like they thought I was going to be knocked out so long that they didn't have to, like, lock the door that I was in, so I just went out. And I saw the woman was standing in the kitchen boiling something. And right when I saw her boiling in the kitchen, I knew that she was planning to eat me. And it wasn't just like killing. They were going to eat us. They were killing us to eat us. I was so terrified. I was shaking. I was like adrenaline rushing. It was just like horrible.
I was in like a hallway and then looked forward and then to the right. I could see bodies hanging in a freezer, and they were decapitated bodies, and they were being hung from, it looked just like a freezer that was for cattle that would be hung after they're killed and then being frozen to be eaten later. And that's exactly what it looked like, but I knew they were human bodies and they were decapitated.
It was like a specialty restaurant. It was like the first like cannibalism restaurant, and like people would go there for exotic food, which was eating people, obviously. And which is, you know, all well and good, whatever, she can do whatever she wants. And it was, anyway, I guess the restaurant was doing quite well until she had gotten, people were getting HIV from some of the meat donations she was getting.
Things started changing. People started like looking at me almost like animalistic, like they were looking at me like they were animals and I was the prey. And it was uncomfortable. And the dream ended with a woman walking up to me, and she was feeling my body. She was just feeling my body. And it wasn't comfortable for me because I was sad that they had left me. Like, I was still sad that the guy left me because he had driven me to the party. and I didn't have anybody to help me. And when she started feeling my body, she got here, right here, and she got this look on her face, and she said, "Oh, that's a nice gut." I knew that they were going to eat me. I knew this was involving cannibalism. It was absolutely involving cannibalism.
People who eat hot dogs eat them because they taste so good. But what's in them is not so good. You know, we've learned to accept it, but I don't know if you'll feel so accepting after this. The company Clear Foods recently analyzed 345 hot dog and sausage products from 75 brands and retailers and found, are you hot dog lovers ready for this? Human DNA in 2% of the samples and in 2/3 of the vegetarian samples. Human DNA in 2% of the samples and in 2/3 of the vegetarian samples.
And I, even I, will chastise you 7 times for your sins, and ye shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters shall ye eat.
But the symptoms were the same for everyone. At first, there were problems with walking. People lost control over their limbs. Patients couldn't rise from the floor. They could not take food on their own, control their bodily functions, nor their own emotions. As a result, everyone who got sick later died.
This woman said unto me, Give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son that we may eat him.
I mean, we steal 100 to 300,000 children a year just here in this country. And we drain the blood and we mix it with a Passover bread. And then we throw the bodies into the slaughterhouses that we own. And we grind up all the bodies in the sausage and the hamburger. McDonald's is one of our favorite outlets. And the people, they eat it for breakfast. They eat their children for lunch. And, you know, as Jews, you know, we gotta do what we do.
Is a Detroit business buying and selling human body parts illegally? And what was inside the business, it may shock you.
Sources say they have removed several boxes of what is believed to be human remains. Sources say many, many people. This was a big operation. And get this, inside this business, a saw used to cut up bodies. And we're not clear on how long it's going to take to do the testing of what is believed human remains. But get this, you had a death in your family. You thought there was a burial or a cremation, and then you find out the body ended up here. Shocking, to say the least.
Certainly so. A lot of questions remain tonight, Jim. Thank you.
Whosoever toucheth the dead body of any man that is dead, and purifieth not himself, defileth the tabernacle of the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off from Israel. Because the water of separation was not sprinkled upon him, he shall be unclean. His uncleanness is yet upon him.
Cinemax, you can pull it up. They are using the harvested aborted baby fetus cells called HEK 293. These cells are being put into our food. There are contracts with PepsiCo, Pepsi products. All of these drinks, Pepsi, Gatorade, Dole, Amped, mug of root beer, Ruffles, Fritos, Lay's. Even restaurants have them. Kentucky Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut. Cereals have them in it. What are they doing to us? They are turning us into cannibals.
Whosoever toucheth the dead body of any man that is dead, and purifieth not himself, defileth the tabernacle of the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off from Israel. And that soul shall be cut off from Israel. And that soul shall be cut off from Israel. He shall be unclean. And whatsoever the unclean person toucheth shall be unclean.